Hi, my name's Jackie.
Hi, my name's Chris.
When I was little, my mom always said that video games were changing me. She said that I got more attitude, I got a little more violent with my brother when we were roughhousing, but later on down the line, I figured out that it wasn't the video games that were causing me to be violent. It was just me. And so today I want to show you guys and prove to you that video games don't cause violence. It's mental problems that do. And so to do this, we need to understand that video games affect us only as an effect, not the cause. 2, mental problems intertwine with our thoughts when playing video games and developing. 3, violent video games aren't to blame for crimes involving teens and children. So first things first, video games are an effect, not the cause for violence. Usually throughout our lives we associate cause and effect, and to my source, no video games don't cause mass shootings, but the conversation shouldn't end there. An article from August 2019, they stated that video games are just an effect. They don't cause people to be violent, but they do affect us in some ways, and that's with mental health issues. And one of the most common ones is schizophrenia, and the way that works is that cerebellum is located in our cerebral cortex, and our cerebral cortex all contains our cerebellum, where video game thoughts, cognitive thoughts, and memories take place. But also in the cerebellum is where schizophrenia takes place, and that brings me to my next subject of mental health problems intertwine with our thoughts on video games. And let me break this down for you because it's a little hard to explain. Video games tend to intertwine with our mental problems like schizophrenia because the voices in that person's head tell us a person, hey, you just shot that guy in the game. Why can't you just do that in real life? Yeah, you should do that in real life. Just grab your parents' gun, go to school, and teach those people that they shouldn't mess with you. But that's the problem right there. It's not the video games that's causing them to go out and kill people. It's the mental health problem. It's schizophrenia. And that's why we shouldn't blame video games for violence. We shouldn't blame it at all. We should be pointing the finger at mental health issues. See, in the article, violent video games blamed more often for school shootings by white perpetrators from September 2019, they conducted that in the last 10 years since 2019, we've had 180 school shootings, 356 victims, and for the first 7 months of 2019, 7.2% of the school shootings were blamed for video games. But that's not true, alright? Because those people had mental health problems, which was later conducted once they went to hospital, but they just, blamed video games. Why? Because they played them, but it was an effect, because that's what is scientifically proven. So we have all these problems, but how can we solve them? And I have some great solutions for you guys today. We can prevent violence before it's a thought as long as we follow the age restrictions for video games. Video games like Call of Duty and Red Dead Redemption usually have the 18 and up, where you have to be 18 to play the game. But some parents just blow it off and they say, here, Jimmy, I know you're 8, but you can play it. And that child is still developing. And when they get older and they develop mental health problems, the video games that they played when they were younger is going to have an effect in the gray matter in their brain, where they're going to think like, the voices are telling me, just act like how I did in the video game. As long as we follow age restrictions, that won't be a problem, because those kids aren't going to develop mentalities that violence solves the problem. Second, we need to be more cautious of others in our surroundings, not only in our home, friend groups, at work, everywhere. We need to be more engaging with people. We need to make sure that they are okay and that they do get the help that they need for their mental health problems. as long as you communicate with those who just say, "Oh, I'm okay," they're really just trying to shrug you off, and they're just really trying to get any BS answer for you to agree with, so that way they don't have to deal with the problem. Sometimes you have to call, mental health awareness services, 911, anywhere, and you have to get those people admitted into a hospital. That's what my school tried doing for me, but I assured them it was just a fluke and I didn't go to mental health. But they cared, and that's what you need to do for those around you. And lastly, we need to stop using video games as a scapegoat. Instead, we need to, adjust gun laws and other variants so that way people don't have access to this type of weaponry. Because a little kid shouldn't have access to a fully automatic weapon at home that belongs to their parents. But once they get their hands on it, their mental health problems are going to start telling them, hey, you should just take care of it the easy way by killing your problems, not solving them. And as long as we can just change gun laws to just have only semi-automatic weapons, but still grant people the Second Amendment, we can reduce victims, we can reduce casualties. And that brings us to the end of it, because video games, they do not cause violence. They don't. I've learned that sooner, so much sooner than everyone else. And we know that it's an effect, not a cause. We need to make sure we can keep our mental health problems at bay so they don't intertwine with our thoughts when we play video games, and we make sure that we just stop blaming video games as the cause for violence. As long as we can just follow those simple steps, it's doable. We can reduce casualties. We can save lives. And I hope you can realize that soon. Thank you.